no matter where they are in the standings. It's the Saints going up against the Steelers. The towels are out, but it's set to be a cold one at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. That's where we'll say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, despite the elements, these fans here in Western Pennsylvania, they wouldn't dream of missing this one as you get a look inside snowy Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New Orleans Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in at 15-0, one win short of a perfect regular season.
And it's something we've only seen a couple of times. Miami in 1972, New England in 2007. We know they're not going to mail it in. They're going to go for it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Second down, Bradford. The hook up good to Marquise Wilson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, Bradford. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. They'll run it now out of the gun. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. A gain of 3, 2nd down. 7 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And Cooks has it over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down.
All right, here we go.
They'll look to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And that catch puts him past the great Jerry Rice. For the most receiving yards in a single season, he's now up over 1,848.
At one point, we called Jerry Rice Flash. How about the dash we saw here today? The dash towards his record and past it. What a tremendous achievement. And how much fun is it for us to be here to witness it?
It's a pinch-me moment for us.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Back to throw. He gets it to Cooks. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, spinning away. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Their big tight end, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go. Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Bradford from the gun on 3rd down. It's complete. Flainer, right side. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now this is fielded in the end zone. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And not much there. maybe a yard up to the 24. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that.
The big fella got a man, and he hits him in stride. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. That's a heck of a start to this one for him here in the first quarter.
2 receiving touchdowns, just getting the game underway essentially. I mean, there's a long way to go. If I'm on defense, I've got to figure out how to slow this guy down. Because when one guy shreds your team, that's demoralizing. Make him spread it around at least. But right now, he's showing no signs of slowing down.
So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 7. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence last time out.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. 73 yards. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again,
and again.
and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
And it is now 21-0. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Their dangerous wide receiver, 77 yards. And the Saints get a bit closer. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Surveying the field. He's got him in. Complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And with that touchdown reception, we have a new single-season leader. We were waiting for this moment. We got to see it here.
How much fun is it that we were here to see it? And this guy's able to catch touchdown passes from everywhere. Red zone, out in the field. It didn't matter. You put in his vicinity, he carried it over the goal line.
Extra point try now for Succop. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes the Steelers defense once more. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know, from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Now, the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky. Preach. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Marquise Wilson, 76 yards. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now we get a look at the captain of this offense heading back out there now. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. Look at the spin.
Boom!
Still fighting through tackles. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back?
That's what you need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well. But they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise,
timing was great there and a big run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Now Ryan Suckup will come on and try the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And Suckup will put this one right through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Sam Bradford heading back out as he and his offense get ready to go again. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. He's got time in the pocket. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
He'll look to throw. Out left here, it's complete to Wheaton. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Here we go now.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Sam Bradford heading back out as he and his offense get ready to go again. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say, I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Bradford to throw it. Now a hit, and the ball comes out. Bradford's lost it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on. And this is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for them. Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. A chance for us again to look at this Pittsburgh defense. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew. So they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out. Gave a little momentum to their offense. You say, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield and stuck it in the end zone.
And that defense wasn't out there long. They'll be trying to keep it short here. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed. Now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now. As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
On third down, Bradford. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it brings up fourth down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
They're going to look to throw. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be second down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Send me to Orlando, please.
Don't be so soft. That one goes for 13 yards and it moves the sticks.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Back to throw here. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Their big tight end on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Suck up for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half.
Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the red zone now, Bradford. That is incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. That's caught. It's Thomas. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And to give this time to the tailback. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Brandon Cooks in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Extra point try now for Suckup. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, it wasn't a 1-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first. Receivers to the left, one to the right. Final play of the half. Bradford, he'll air it out deep for Thomas. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. The first half. The Steelers have done a good job making the plays they need to in order to get out to a big lead. The Saints have an uphill battle in front of them, but will try to claw back in this one. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Steelers lined up at the 5, pass into the end zone here, and he'd cap off the 9-play drive with a TD. That puts them up by a touchdown. We go now late in the first. Catch is made after a quick pass, and this goes 76 yards for the score. That puts them on top by 14. Steelers have it near the end of one. They'll go to the ground and pound here, and this run goes for a touchdown, which takes the lead to 21. Saints now late in the first quarter. The catch is made after a quick pass, and it ends up working for a touchdown. Now trailing by 14. Third and long. He's going to tuck it and run here. This play goes for a score. Steelers lead balloons to 21. Saints with the ball early in the second. The pass will be caught over the middle. And this goes 77 yards for the score. Saints down by 14. Steelers take over late in the second. They'll go to the ground here, and nobody can stop them on this long touchdown as they continue to dominate. Still a little time left on the clock. Quick pass and completion to Brandon Cooks. And this two-play drive goes for a touchdown. Steelers in a shootout.
Okay, Larry, a fairly one-sided first half as we get set to go in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he's got room. There he goes right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Suck up for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And some room to work. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They played so well throughout this entire game.
On third down, Bradford. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line, giving them time to complete that first down pass.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Now a second down throw for Bradford. And the pressure gets to Bradford, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave in there to get him. And that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't. And a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that. The Steelers insert their nickel defense on third down.
Yeah, they add a DB. Bradford to throw it. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10.
4 down. Now let's go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be caught, but out of bounds. Out of bounds, ruled incomplete here. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. First down, Bradford. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. A second down throw for Bradford. Finding time. Throwing right, and that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's
now a hit, and the ball comes out. Bradford's lost it. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. And now out come the Steelers. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
Well, it's obvious to me that the big guy is beyond locked in. We saw last week a scintillating performance. We're seeing it again. I think he and his coordinator are in lockstep right now.
Sometimes a tip of the cap to the guys calling the plays here, yeah?
Not just calling the plays, setting the game plan, sitting with him during the week, watching tape as they formulate it. You know, the best ones, they listen to their guy and say, okay, what do you like this week? You like this play? You don't like that play? And that helps them formulate what they're going to do.
And that is incomplete.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Saints will have the football back. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Second down, Bradford throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdowns. Orleans Darkwa, an even 90 yards. And the Saints able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
Here we go now.
Now a handoff looking right. Room here to run. And now off to the races, down the right side, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there, 74 yards. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. Extra point try now for Succop. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
To throw is Bradford. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And look at the numbers, a repeat performance. It seems right now it doesn't matter how many guys they're going to put on him, he's going to catch the football.
And when you hit that zone, and that's what he's in right now, where everything is working well for him, and I think it's in combination with what the offense coordinator is doing. He's a primary target. He looks at his play sheet, knows he wants to get him the football, and has designed some routes effective for the last 2 weeks. He's really been fun to watch.
Now let's go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Anthony from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Bradford on second down. And he's got his man on the out route. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Third and short yardage. Bradford. It's complete to Flainer. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. And they're on third and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down. Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Bradford over the middle here to Wilson. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And the record for receptions in a single season has been eclipsed.
Which tells you one thing. Not only is he getting open, he's not dropping anything that comes his way. What a fantastic season, jumping over the really high bar that had been set previously.
He's one of the best ever. So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers continue to pour it on.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now a second down throw for Bradford. His throw incomplete. Thomas the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On third down, Bradford. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And it's taken in at the 9. A strong running. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll look to throw. Man open left side is Brown. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go now.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Looking to throw. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll drop the throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. They'll set up to throw. This is caught. It's Cooks. It'll be a gain of 6. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I, we think about dinner plans, but we also know there are plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. And here comes the Steelers defense making their way onto the field. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast. But it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
On 2nd down, Bradford again. It's complete. Flater, right side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Now stopped him in his tracks. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. All right, Charles Davis, what do we make of these numbers and what's happened to the big tight end here?
Well, I think a lot of times we talk so much about adjustments and what you're going to do at halftime that maybe we miss what actually goes on. Because the sense is that, oh, they go in at the half, they just change everything. That's not really true. A Super Bowl winning quarterback out of New York always used to say, you've worked all week on a game plan. There's a reason you have it. Just either play it better or make subtle tweaks to it. Otherwise, there's no sense even going into a ball game. A lot of times that's what they do. Just find a little subtle thing, one little change, and maybe you can make things a little bit better.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
10 yards to go on 3rd. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to take another shot here. It's caught inside the 25. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Up big, and they go for two, and they get it.
I remember being in high school and seeing an article in the paper where a local columnist had said, why are we fighting over sportsmanship and running up the score? Just run it up on everybody and deal with it. Some people just don't care that way, and obviously this coach feels the exact same way.
So that article is saying the defense should be able to stop them.
That's what they're trying to say. Hey, if you don't want it to happen, stop them. Otherwise, quit whining about it.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just
now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Now Bradford on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Third and long for Bradford. Surveying the field. He's going to let it fly. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is taken around the 12. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Steelers set to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Now a handoff here to his running back, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle, because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer. He just dropped the pass. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Spinning past him. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him to 1st. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Out left here, it's complete to Wheaton. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Man open left side is Brown. Sheds a 2nd man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. This will be caught by Brown. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things. But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be. In these elements, they took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.
So for the Steelers, they've indeed run the table here on the regular season. They finish a perfect 16-0, joining the 07 Pats and the 72 Dolphins as the only teams to ever do so. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Saints, this loss will be the capper to a dismal 4-12 campaign. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.